as well. Indeed. We're almost there. We're about, what, 13 and a half hours away from Who's Counting? We do count down tonight, yes. So, from closing the book on 2023, how are you feeling about it? Yeah? Okay, good. Well, today is our annual Burning Bowl celebration, and my talk is release and embrace. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to release what doesn't serve us anymore, and we're going to embrace our intentions for 2024. So that will be coming up a little bit later, but I want to start with reading last year's cards. What do you think? Yeah. Everybody remember what you put in here? Exactly. All right. Good deal. See if I can read them. I am magic and miracles, deep love. I give and receive, embody and empowerment. Feeling spirit guiding my life, ready, grace and ease. 2023 was a great year because I accepted prosperity, joy, anticipation, and self-confidence. Release and forgive the past. Acknowledge the newness of each day. Clean slate. 2023 is a great year when I became completely healthy in body, and I found my voice and acted fully and wholly from my inner goddess self. Y'all are going to have to print clearly this year, okay? I am traveling, having fun in love, peace, unity, community, and joy. 2023 will be successful, creating a plan for financial success and, yes, creating experiences it's going to be a great year. 2023 will be a great year if I can get my friend housed in a home that cares well for her. To share my gifts and talents to those who can most benefit from them. 2023 has been filled with overflowing and abundant love, joy, health, prosperity, success, and happiness. I stand in celebration of the large growth and spiritual I have experienced and continue to express. 2023 will be a good year when I can make the decisions meant to move me forward. 2023 was a great year because I achieved fulfillment with assisting consistency and focus. Sorry about that. 2023 will be a great year when I step into my life, new relationships, new experiences, instead of holding back in fear of rejection. 2023 was a great year because of the mercy and forgiveness I experienced. I moved past feeling guilty about the past to loving and accepting who I was then and now. I accept my good, and I give to others. For the year 2023, I will allow myself to accept those things that support greater good and to release and or allow to pass by those things that do not. I will play. I will create. I will serve. I will love. I will forgive. I will explore. Better health, better bliss. Love everyone. Bless my wife. Be who I have become. A blank one. Peace and joy, financial freedom, healthy life, people of integrity, and growing at Scottsdale Center for Spiritual Living. Yay! And there we have it, an empty vessel to be filled. So, how did you do? Did you hear yours in there? No? Nobody moved them. They're all there. Did you hear that intention and think, that didn't happen? Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy call this gap thinking. When we look at what's missing. According to Sullivan, there are two ways in which you can measure yourself: against an ideal of perfection, which puts you in the gap or focused on what didn't happen or what's missing, and against your starting point, which puts you in the gain, appreciating what you've accomplished. Have you ever had an experience where most everything just went perfectly, but one little thing didn't go right? And you were so upset about the one little thing that didn't go right, and you just focused on the one little thing that didn't go right. You talked about it, complained about it. Yeah. Think about going to the grocery store. You go to the grocery store, you do all your shopping, you get home, you forgot one thing. Oh, I'm so mad, I forgot that one thing. Rather than appreciating all of the beautiful groceries that you got and the wonderful service that you received. Or maybe it's an Instacart delivery. A lot of us do that these days. Or maybe your spouse went for you, right? And they missed that one thing. Our tendency is not to go, you did a great job. It's to get upset. You forgot the thing I needed, right? Our gratitude quote for this whole month has been, when something goes wrong, take a moment to be thankful for everything that has gone right. But most of us, that's not our first reaction, is it? Oh, I had a flat tire. I got 3 good ones. Anybody ever said that? Yeah, it's not our normal reaction. If we measure our lives looking forward at what's missing and obsessing over those gaps, over the mistakes, over the misses, that's where we're going to stay stuck because we're focused on the wrong thing. We're focused on the wrong thing. We're focused on what's missing. We can fall into this trap in our prayer work also. I've got a headache. Please, God, make my headache go away. This headache is driving me crazy. My head hurts. Rather than praying for what we want instead, which is peace in our body, wholeness, returning us to the perfection of the divine that we are, focusing on what it is that we want, not what we don't want more of. And yet our tendency is to stay in that complaining zone, tell the story again and again and again, rather than affirming that which we really want to experience in our lives. Ernest Holmes is the founder of Centers for Spiritual Living, and he's also the author of The Science of Mind that we teach from. And he was asked a question once: how must we approach any condition we wish to change? What do we do? He said, we do not give the condition any power. A condition can only exist if there is a consciousness that is supporting the condition. In other words, what we focus on expands, right? We give power to it. We give it energy when we continue to focus on it. We must turn away from the condition. We do not deny the condition. We recognize it as a fact, but we turn our consciousness to spiritual truth. Every problem is primarily mental. As we turn away from the condition, which has no reality, no life, no power, except the power we give it through our attention, the condition will dissolve. Anybody ever had a houseplant? If you don't put it in sunlight, if you don't water it, if you don't fertilize it, if you pay no attention to it, what happens? It dies, it dissolves, it goes back into its natural state of dirt, right? It just goes away. And the same thing happens with our problems and the conditions of our lives. And it works both ways. If we focus on the good stuff, that's why we express our gratitude every Sunday. We're focusing on the good, we're acknowledging the good that we have. Now, this idea that Holmes is telling us, just simply turn away, sounds very simple, but if you've ever had a condition in your life that you want it to go away, it's challenging to not look at it, isn't it? Particularly when it really gets our attention. And let's say whatever that thing is that's got our attention is creating havoc in other areas of our lives, whether it's relationship, finance, creativity, job, whatever it is. those have rippling effects, right? And it's very easy for us to get caught up in that and continue to tell that story, to continue to be focused on it, instead of being focused on what we want instead. Many of the conditions in our lives are just not fun. Would you agree? Yeah, they're just not fun. So this is where our spiritual practices, our prayer partners, and our practitioners become our biggest allies. Because when we get caught in it, it's almost like a whirlpool, isn't it? We just get caught, and it's hard to get out. It's hard to see our way out of it. So we call our prayer partner, we call our practitioner, we have a session with the practitioner, and we let them help us to see the spiritual truth of the situation, to see for us when we can't see, to hold the truth for us when we just can't get out of it. That's what they're there. That's what we're here for. That's what they're there for. I have a practitioner I talk to every single week, and I have for the past 9 or 10 years. And we talk about this stuff. I'm stuck. Know this truth for me. Help me see it a different way. So that's the way that we begin to move ourselves out of the condition and putting so much energy on condition, and begin to turn away and see the spiritual truth. To see the spiritual truth. Letting go of our obsession with problems, ours and everyone else's, right, is the way to dissolve negative conditions in our lives. Just stop giving it energy, right? Stop giving it energy. How many of us watch the news all the time? Not too many. I'm just generally not too many, because we recognize what that's doing. If we stay in it, we let it hook us. So turning away and focusing on that which we want to experience more of. New Thought leader Raymond Charles Barker, who was a contemporary of Ernest, actually was younger than Ernest, but he was in the First Church of Manhattan, New York City, big church. And he said, the decision to let go of that which has completed its course in our experience is even more important than the decision to welcome new ideas. As long as we are thinking and feeling the experiences we do not want, our mind will continue to create our very own private, self-accepted hell on earth. Ouch. He was known to speak directly. I invite you to consider, as we are releasing the negative or gap thinking. Release that negative or gap thinking. What's missing? Stop focusing on that. Whatever you're letting go of today, whatever you're going to contribute to our flame this morning. Our burning bowl ritual is an ancient practice of release, used as transitionary times like this time with old year to new year, transition between adolescence and adulthood, a lot of transitional kinds of things. So what is it that you are ready to let go of and transition into? We'll work on the transition, the new part, in a little bit. This is the letting go part. This is the release. This is a physical acknowledgement of the mental work of letting go in order to make room for the new. It's like our hard drives get full. We have to let go to make room for the new. So are you ready? No. Let's begin. Ceremony and ritual are ways of acknowledging the passage of time and events, be it blessing of babies, our animals, a wedding ceremony, memorial service. Ceremony and ritual are important points of light in our lives. The burning bowl ceremony is an ancient ritual to acknowledge a rite of passage or release. It's about letting go and surrendering what no longer serves the forward progression in your life. It can be an event. It can be a condition. It can be a relationship, an unfulfilled dream, anything that blocks or no longer serves your highest good going forward. Whatever it is that is challenging, causes worry or unhappiness, anxiety or doubt, confusion, uncertainty, resentment, anger, pain, suffering, all of that we can release today. It's a symbolic opportunity to just let go. It's a time for releasing yourself from the grip of unforgiveness, for blame, resentment of yourself as well as others. To allow space for your personal and spiritual growth and unfoldment in this new year. If we're holding on to those things, we don't have space for spirit to come in. This practice is an acknowledgement of the evolution of your consciousness from where you were and what you knew to where you are and what you now know. Do you feel like you've grown in the past year? Yeah. So these intentions that we set last year are no longer who we are. So we'll set new ones in a few minutes. But right now, we're ready to just clear the slate. This morning, we're going to take a few moments to consider the thing that no longer serves you. What are you really ready to release? I invite you to engage your imagination. Open up to it. You may have walked in knowing exactly what you were going to do. You may have had something shift or change. You may just in this quiet that we're going to have, something else may come through. Whew, that's really the key to it all. Oh my gosh, that's bigger than all of it. So I invite you to be open. Open to Spirit's wisdom. Nancy has agreed to be our usher this morning. So she will come around and she's going to give you a pencil and a little piece of flash paper. And the flash paper is not real big, so I invite you to write gently on it what you want to release. And you know what it is. It can be as little as a letter, right? It can be one letter. You know what it is. And Spirit knows what it is because you're in one mind. So don't feel like you have to write a novel. But write down something that is for you, getting it out of your head, out of your heart, onto that piece of paper. Folks at home, if you don't have flash paper, I invite you to join us in this and to just write yours on a piece of paper and burn it in your fireplace, or maybe take it outside where it's safe and burn it there. Or in your sink, or in a metal bowl. We're going to start here just in a second. Karen Drucker's song, I Allow, I Surrender. And I invite you to take a moment and just really reflect on what it is you're releasing today. And if you're truly ready to accept it being gone. A lot of times we say, wouldn't it be nice if that changed or was different? But we're not really willing to accept that. So ask yourself that. So when you're ready, again, just gently write it on the flash paper and don't crumble it. Just leave it flat. And Nancy will come back around in a few minutes and pick those up from you. And we'll go from there. Mr. Joe, would you start our song, please? Let's bless this. How grateful I am for the surrender that has occurred here this morning as we have released in our minds and our hearts that which we have recorded on this paper. We release it, we let it go. It no longer serves us. It has blessed us up until now. It has served us well up until now. It no longer does, for we have grown. We have expanded in our awareness, and we open ourselves to the new. Thank you, life. So it is. Are you ready to release it? Yeah. For sure? Yep. Yeah. All right. We have a releasing statement. If you are ready to release this, join me here. I release and forever let go of this thing that no longer serves my highest good. I choose to be free, and so it is. Sure. Who's capturing this on film? Oh! Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And we have one more. It wasn't on flash paper. So we'll do this and see if I can't set myself on fire. No. Okay. All gone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you, Nancy. Deep breath. Feel free? Yeah. Feel better? Yeah. Good. It's gone. And now we have a vacuum. Now we have a vacuum to be filled with our intentions for 2024. The other side of the gap thinking is the gain. It's the gain thinking. This is where we look at life as a series of our accomplishments, acknowledging and appreciating our growth or our gains. In other words, where I started last year, where I am now, isn't look how much I've achieved, how much I've grown, what I've done and accomplished. This is not from an ego place. This is from a spiritual acknowledgement of the use we've made of our gifts and our talents. Look what I've done. Now, what's the emotion that immediately comes up for us? It's really not ego. It's gratitude, isn't it? It's gratitude for all that we've achieved. And when you mix that together, we're going to attract a lot more of that in our lives, aren't we? That's how it works. I find both of these ideas to be in alignment with our Science of Mind teaching. Focusing on the gaps is negative thinking and keeps us in the condition. It keeps us in the condition. Focusing on the gains is positive thinking, and this is where we can live in the spiritual truth and create more positive outcomes in our lives. We stay focused on what it is we're calling in. We stay focused on the positive. We stay focused on the gratitude. As simple as this sounds, living it's a different story though, isn't it? There's this little thing called regret. I didn't get it done. I didn't make my goal. I didn't make my quota. I didn't make my dream. I'm not where I thought I would be. And our world gives us lots of opportunities. Even when we get it straight in our head, open up a magazine, turn on a TV or a phone, and we are bombarded with images, body images, beauty industry, health clubs, sports figures, all reflections of how we are less than the beautiful and the handsome images that we see. We see gaps in the economy. We see gaps in peace on our planet right now. Love and harmony among our brothers and sisters. It's easy to look out and see a lot of gaps. This is why we bring you the good news every Sunday. Those little news articles that we do and the talks that we give are typically uplifting. We're not here to make you feel guilty, not here to condemn you, tell you you're a sinner, or any stuff like that. We tell you the good stuff because we are finding good stuff in the world and praising it. That's what we're trying to do, is just find the good stuff and praise it so that there's more of that for us all to experience, staying focused on the gains. The more that we can all do this in our lives and for others, think about that. Focusing on the gains is just not for us. If someone does something that's not quite right, rather than focusing on that not rightness, focus on everything else they did right. I'm guilty of this. Stand here and tell you that. So that's something that I'll be working on this year, is to stay focused on those gains, to stay focused on the appreciation for the more that is good than the small that is bad. The more we can all do it, the better the world will be. This is the process of focusing on what we want to expand. We talk about that a lot around here. Focusing on what we want to expand. It's our prosperity principles. But it's the principle of all of life. So focus on what we want. Turn away from the condition. Turn towards the spiritual truth of who and what you are. What will you focus on in 24? What will you focus on in 2024? How will you grow? What gains do you aspire to achieve? You ready? Let's fill that vacuum. Nancy's going to come around and pass out some little pieces of paper for you. And you can write your intention on that. 2024 can be our year of living in the gain. Let's declare our intention to Spirit, to the law, and to ourselves for this brand new year coming up in just 13 hours. What intention can you set? What word or phrase can you write that will support you fulfilling your soul's calling this year? Oops. Whoops. Where's a Sharpie? You fix that, Joe? All right. So yes, these are your prompt questions. But as you're doing this, two things. One, you can tear that paper in half and keep a copy for yourself to carry in your wallet all year. Or just take a picture of it on your phone, and then it will be with you all the time as a constant reminder for you throughout the year of the intention that you've set here this morning. Okay? If you need help complete these phrases, this does help somewhat. 2024, thank you, Joe, magic behind the screen, will be a good year if or when this happens. Or 2024 was a great year because that happened. So those can help you to get your mind thinking in that direction. All right. When you are complete, I invite you to bring your card up and place it in our container, which will remain on the altar throughout the year. Reverend Lee and Daniel and I will continue to pray for you with these. And as you deposit them, let's get this out of the way. I invite you to say, and so it is. Because these are setting your intention for the year, much like a prayer, yes? And so we will, and so it is. I invite you to say that, and then to also take one of the candles and light it from the smaller candle and place it back on the altar. If you would like to take one of the candles home with you for your altar this year, as a reminder, come back after service and take an unlit candle, okay? Let's leave the lit ones up here for now. Okay. Melissa Felipe will be singing for us. I am remembering. Feel free to sing along. Just give yourself some time to be in this and to absorb. I am remembering who I Is everyone complete? Who I am. And so it is. I invite you to close your eyes now for a closing quote, followed by our prayer. This quote is from Goethe. Are you earnest? Then seize this very moment. What you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Only engage, then the mind grows heated. Begin, and then the work will be completed. How good it is that we have this opportunity to be together in community this day, this New Year's Eve 2024. Recognizing that in community, in spirit, in this unity and wholeness, we are one in God. I bless all that has been released here today, surrendered up and let go of forever. I welcome the freedom that comes with that feeling of joy, the feeling of hope. And I bless each and every one of the intentions that has been written this morning, coming from the heart, coming from the soul, as that is bubbled up within each of us, knowing that each is blessed, that each is complete in the mind of God already, before it was ever written, and that each comes fully clothed in opulent garb for all that it needs for its complete and full manifestation in our lives. And that the path before us, as we have lit a candle this morning to illuminate it, we know that it is brightly illuminated by Spirit in each and every day of the next 365 that we walk through individually and collectively, knowing that everything is necessary in connections and information and finances and whatever it might be that your intention requires for its fullest manifestation, knowing that that is already available, coming forward into your experience. This is how it works. We have spoken, we have believed, and the manifestation is sure. I'm so grateful for each and every one here in this community today, online, those who have joined us in the past, those who join us every week, and those who join us in the future have not yet found us. We just bless all of those beloveds, knowing that we are already connected in this oneness and wholeness that is the divine. I bless each of us in the coming year, knowing that it is filled with good health and prosperity and joy and right relationships, and that the power and presence of God is active in each one of our lives, each and every moment, with each and every breath, and that we deepen and expand in our awareness of this. I bless our Scottsdale Center for Spiritual Living, knowing that it is abundantly supplied throughout the year, and that we are a beacon in the world to all who seek truth. And it is with a heart filled with such joy and such gratitude this morning that I simply release this prayer. I let it go. Like the flame we saw earlier, it is flying out into the universe already. The law has already taken action upon it. It's already done. And we just affirm and accept that truth by saying, and so it is. As we move into the festivities of saying hello to 2024, I invite you to gratefully release 2023 and to boldly embrace 2024. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year.